This is the human heart. Central to our physical body, our survival, revered by poets throughout history as the emotional center of our being. The place we instinctively touch when asked to point to ourselves. And now, what we have known intuitively is being understood scientifically. Researchers are unlocking a new science of the heart that could change everything we know about health and our interconnected nature. Coherence is a state of balance between heart, mind, and emotions, creating a favorable cascade of neural, hormonal, and biochemical events that benefit the entire body. But this phenomenon not only benefits us personally, it affects everything around us, emitting an electromagnetic field that can be measured up to 3 feet outside of the body. When you are in coherence, your heart resonates at the same frequency as the Earth's magnetic field. This frequency positively affects everything around you. When a group of people are in coherence together, this effect is magnified. Could communities synchronized in coherence lower violence, accelerate cooperation, and global harmony? This is the purpose of the Global Coherence Pulse. If we can measure the impact of thousands of people in coherence at the same time, it could lead to a breakthrough in understanding the full potential of the human heart. All you need to participate is your presence and your heart. To take it to the next level, join the research study by downloading the app and getting an HRV monitor to measure your personal coherence. The world needs it more than ever before. Each human heart is unique and magnificent by itself. But imagine what could be possible when we unify.
My gratitude of this moment. I'm here in my garden. As you can see, probably hear all the bees, the hum of the bees and the birds. And it's amazing, amazing. And you can see that the sky is so beautiful and clean. After many weeks of smoke, we are fortunate to get back our skies. So I extend my intention of peace to you all, no matter who you are, no matter where you are, no matter what culture you come from, and no matter wherever you are, whatever you are. So the sun is shining. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And that's my daughter behind there. She's picking some. That's asparagus plant that we planted like many years ago. And once you plant that, it's good for like I think over 10-15 years. Isn't that amazing? Anyway I want to share something that that I grew up with in Kathmandu, Nepal. It's very beautiful chant that bring us to the core of the peace and joy. It has lots of words, but it's again, the intention is there. So please, if you can, chant with me, and if you cannot, just be in silence. Okay? So it goes like this: Asatoma Sat Gamaya. Asatoma Sat Gamaya. Asatoma Sat Gamaya. Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya. Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Asatoma Satgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Asatoma Satgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. So basically it means Asatoma Satgamaya. From untruth, from falsehood, to bring us to light. Bring us to truth. From the illusion, bring us to the moment of truth. Asatoma Satgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. From darkness, for not knowing, to bring us to the light. Just like a sun, the essence of all life. And Mrityorma, Mrit is a death. Amritam Gamaya. Bring you to the true liberation. The true liberation. True liberation. Asatoma Satgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Asatoma Satgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Thank you.
So, thank you, Manose. I don't think you heard me say thank you to Manose. And I just love him. He's one of my best friends in the whole world. And he really knows how to set the space for us to just drop into that natural state of being that we are. So this is going to be a little bit of a different format than we usually have for our pulses. We either focus on a presenter, one of our friends and colleagues out in the world that's doing amazing work and supporting global coherence, or one of our partner organizations. And today we're going to be focusing on one of our partner organizations, the Coherence Hotspot, with Dirk and Hillary. Many of you met them during our August event. They helped to host the breakout group, some of them. And Dirk and Hillary's initiative, Coherence Hotspot, is helping people that want to create coherence groups, islands of coherence, where they live in their local communities, or even virtual community groups. And they provide the tools and resources that individuals and groups need in order to create coherence groups where they live. So we really appreciate the work that they're doing. And they really wanted to do their offering today on Peace Day. And they wanted to do it in a beautiful pyramid that's very close to where they live, that is a coherence hotspot. And so instead of coming to us live today, because there was no Wi-Fi inside this incredible pyramid, they recorded this, but they're in the pyramid today and they'll be connecting energetically with us. So I hope you enjoy this segment of theirs. And they're really just providing some practical information to support us to create sustained coherence and to add energy into this beautiful peace weekend. So Ian, if you go ahead and roll the tape, and I hope you all enjoy this experience in the pyramids with Dirk and Hillary from Coherence Hotspot.
Coherence Pulse. Today we are joining you, Coherence Hotspot, from the Summerhill Pyramid Winery in the Okanagan Valley, where the headquarters for Coherence Hotspot is. We have an amazing opportunity today to bring you an epic view into what we actually have in our backyard here. It's a big week. We have World Peace Day coming up, and there's all of our events that our founding partners for Global Coherence Pulse are a part of, and so we really encourage you to check out the website and go back in to see all of the different events that are available.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining. It's so good to see so many people have been joining us, and it's an amazing regular event that Teresa pulls off with, and Claudia, of course. And we're so grateful to be part of that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So today we are going to be bringing and introducing you to Stephen Sipes. He's the proprietor of Summerhill Pyramid Winery, which is the most visited winery in Canada. He is a visionary. He has built an amazing community here. There is an organic bistro where he is actually bringing food in a sustainable way. All of the wine that leaves the premises spends 3 months here in the pyramid before it actually goes to the end user, the end drinker.
It's right behind us here.
Yes, all behind us in the caskets and in the boxes. So we've done many events here. Stephen has opened his heart and the pyramid to us for years now, and so we were really excited to be able to be here today.
Yeah, so maybe without further ado, let's bring Stephen in. He should be coming up anytime soon, and then he can share some of his beautiful visions as a Coherence hotspotter with this unique pyramid that we're sitting in. Maybe you can hear the echo. It is so amazing to just to be here and to feel the energy in the pyramid. And then after the chat that we'll have with Stephen, we'll be getting back to you and we'll be sharing much, much more.
Okay, Stephen? Oh, perfect. Good timing. We'll just get that set up.
Thank you, Stephen, for allowing us to be here in the beautiful pyramid, the Summerhill Pyramid Winery in Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada. And to everyone who is with us today, we are here in the pyramid, as we already showed you earlier. But now we're sitting with Stephen Sipes. And I would say, welcome in your own pyramid, Stephen.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you so much. And welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming out. I wish you could all be here in this sacred geometry chamber. Just being here makes my hands tingle so beautifully. Because you can feel my hands. Oh my God.
Yes.
Lots of energy here.
It's beautiful.
And as Brother Einstein would say, there is no matter, there's only energy. So there's an abundance of energy here.
So true, there's abundance of energy here, and just before we prepared, Stephen says we can invite any entity to come in here and they like it here. And so I basically feel that we have invited many entities in here.
I'd love to invite you all to come and be with me. It's such a wonderful place to be. It's calm and serene. It's quiet. The sacred geometry seems to enhance and clarify us as liquid beings. We've done 35 years of experimenting with orange juice and water and wine. And, we find that if you put a wine in here with a flaw, it enhances the flaw. And wine with good qualities, it brings out the good qualities. And knock on wood, we've been winning awards around the world.
Yes,
the best in the world, you know. It's been a wonderful experiment. And people that have come and hugged me and thanked me for all the beautiful experiences they've had here, and the healings and all the wonderful weddings and our daughter was born here. In the water.
I know, somewhere down here.
Yeah, right in the middle there. Yeah.
You know, what Stephen says about, you know, the wine and building a business around this, because you're a very successful businessman. And here's the beautiful thing is that when you are one of the most potent, if not the most potent coherence hotspot in the world here with the pyramid and all the plasma change in the earth, but also how actionable are you, you know, because this is what you do for a living. So you're not just sharing this and sitting here and meditate, you share this with everyone.
With everyone. We have we're the most visited winery in Canada with 1,000 to 3,000 people a day. And we've always done pyramid tours at 9 and 11 and 12 and 2 and 5 and so on every day. But of course with COVID, we've slowed down on all those things, and we can't have gatherings anymore. So it's just a nice thought that we can gather here, not in body, but when COVID's over, please come and visit Summerhill. You know, we never charge. It's always free. Tastings are free. Everything's free here. We consider ourselves a model of man and nature. We have a 200-seat organic restaurant. And all of our wines are not only organic, but they're biodynamic and pyramid energized. So yeah, we'd love to have you. Yeah. I know you're talking about microcosm.
Yes.
This is so apropos to what Summerhill is doing for 35 years. We are a microcosm maybe of all of nature, because like today is a good example. The smoke from the fires is so thick that we can't even see the other side of the lake. And it's affecting the sunshine, which is now, you know, maturing the grapes. It's now getting close to harvest. In fact, we just harvested for sparkling wine last week. So yeah, this is a microcosm of what can happen in the whole world. Is we're very much affected by the smoke and by all of nature. That's why we celebrate the new moons and the full moons and the equinoxes and the solstices in the Kakuli, which is the sort of feminine side of the land, and this is the masculine side, the pyramid. Sort of a balance. Anyway, we bring out nature as much as we can. I had in mind to read, if I may, a little excerpt from the book I wrote, which is All One Era, because I think it's so apropos to all the things that that we're doing here at, you know, the whole hotspot, the coherence hotspot. It's such a wonderful crescendo of love. We all need to come from our hearts, in no matter what it is we do. You know, everything we do.
Totally.
Yeah. Just one example. I'm always giving to charities, and I like that, right? I think we should all be charitable. Why do people come to give to make a bid on something on the table that will go to 100% to charity, and yet they want to outbid each other for the lowest price? I say, no, bid it up. Let's, no, that's the spirit of it, right?
Yes.
Anyway, that's a separate thing.
Yes, of course.
So, this is about. I'll just read it. The absolute childlike joy of being alive in a body is the ultimate thrill and ultimate reverberance that unites us all. It is this thrill of life that creates the continuum of creation that formed and sustains our earth, upon which we dance, and from which we nurture ourselves, and in whose space we create new life. Our blue-green playground, our plane of demonstration, our precious platform, allowing us to become physical bodies able to experience the density of matter, so that we may evolve our forever souls. While we are all one forever souls, our individuality is one of our grandest achievements. Each of us strives to be all we can be. Vive la différence. Savor and celebrate each and every one of us. Together we are one, brilliant, ever evolving, ever loving, co-creative forces of pure loving energy. Remember what Obi-Wan Kenobi said in the movie Star Wars. Stay on target. Use the Force, Luke. Today, in reflection of that most profound revelation, I can say that allowing in the energy of multidimensional love requires proactive openness and surrender on our parts. We become hollow vessels, open to the highest good and purest love. In doing so, we live on this earth plane with a wholly new perspective, one where our every action and will is echoed to all others and theirs to us. We blend our perspective. We blend our spiritual awareness with our human experience. When we do anything, we are doing it as if it is touching the whole world. If we take a breath, we are thankful for it, as we are breathing for all of humanity. If we eat a meal or drink water, we are grateful and wish abundant food and clean water for everyone. When we learn, we bless the wisdom and extend it forward to all others. And in bringing new life into this world, in the purity of love, we are extending the reach of the silver cord that connects us all. To be in the space of fifth dimensional love is to live in a state of being of or in service on a grand scale. Our 3D human drama world so often portrays love to be that which is founded upon and grounded in one another or upon material possessions and circumstances. Our love therein becomes taunted by this ebb and flow of frustrations. The truth found in our knowingness, capital K knowingness, is that there are none among us who are any greater than the other, and there is no possession greater than our rich oneness. And I would love some time to expound on what I mean by possession, because that alone is a wonderful subject. To me, when I open my arms at 3 in the morning and behold the stars, the universe, I am one with them. Mm-hmm. We are one with them. Mm-hmm. But that's a whole other subject. We are each none other than servants to the grander whole and to the greatest good of all. The love we offer is that which we receive as spiritual beings, forever opening ourselves to an ebb and flow of supportive, vast, all-creating energy. In this time of rapid ascension, it is becoming easier to surrender our ego selves and create lives that align with our service to the whole, offering forth pure love. We are all each other's teachers, and returning to gatherings greatly fortifies our evolvement, just by being in each other's bands of energy. Through the creation of a network of cohesive heart-centered gatherings, all support services and worldly collaborations will flourish. We can fully unite as one in support of the expansion of our consciousness and rejuvenation and protection of our planet. We can thrive without destruction, attachment, or unnecessary harm through our return into a state of natural unity in consciousness, a state of love for all there is, a state of non-judgment and faith in our holy selves. We are God, as pure vessels of non-judgment, allowing holy guidance. The phenomena has begun. We are all now becoming aware that we are conduits, and we are starting to speak from our spirit selves. We no longer feel the pressure of having to force our aggressive voices or actions from our ego selves. We are beginning to relax a very long state of hysteria and open up to being guided or guided. Acknowledgement of the ever-present guidance comes to us in meditation, yoga, conscious diet, many healing modalities, sacred breathing, sacred geometry, and a return to our tribal roots of gathering around the sacred fire. It illuminates our mighty call to action to save our precious creation at this most crucial of all times in our time. Simultaneously, we are beginning to realign our interactions with nature, our earth, moon, sun, and our neighbors beyond the sun. It is a time when all that was complex and fear-based regains its simplicity, and all denominations fuse lovingly as one. Through our celebrations of the moon cycles and the seasonal cycles and the great outdoors and the bountiful nature of our plants and animals, the whole earth is reconnected and begins to rise in her love vibration. The actual electrical pulses of nature serve to unite us as we become receivers and conduits, and no longer just ego messengers caught up in the allurement of our senses and in our illusions in the, quote, human drama. We begin to see and feel the pulses, the aura of nature. The essential messages of the words of all of the masters, past and present, come together in unity as a single prophecy of prophecies now. This call to come together as one is a refreshing, urgently needed look at who we really are. Our connectedness to pure love at every moment releases us from being trapped in a physical body and catapults us to being ecstatic to have a body, and releases us to be one with all there is.
Wow. So this is so beautiful, Stephen, and couldn't be there a better moment now than where we live now at this point in our lives?
It's amazing. This was written years ago. It wasn't written, in the middle of this pandemic, but it's very apropos to the pandemic.
Yeah.
And the whole book is, I would say, very apropos to the pandemic. In fact, I breathed a sigh of answered prayer because, finally maybe there's so many people in the world, bless all of us, that are waking up and coming into how grand we are. Yes. And how our intentions affect everything there is. There's an interesting quote from Swamiji in India, when he was asked a question, what he thought that if the world was going to come to an end, and he said, no. He said, as long as there are enlightened beings in the world, the world will never come to an end. Mm-hmm. So, yes, we are the enlightened beings. You are a leader in enlightened beings, bless your heart, and beautiful Hillary, and all the people that have come to this great calling, I'll call it.
Well, thank you, Stephen. And the most beautiful part is everything that you say and everything that you just shared and was reading for us is basically condensed in this beautiful heart mantra that Hillary and I will be further introducing during this hour. And that is what we call Hidi, which is, we'll explain that later, but the words are basically, or exactly, I breathe.
I breathe.
Allow me to feel.
Allow me to feel.
My heart.
My heart.
Our wisdom.
Our wisdom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I am you.
I am you.
And that basically concludes everything that you have been saying.
Indeed,
and again, Stephen, we're so incredibly grateful that this Coherence Hotspot here is just beaming the planet. And now the Coherence Pulse is in here. So beautiful.
Wow, thank you so much. That is really literally heartfelt. Stephen Sipes is the perfect example of an actionable coherence hotspot that is literally amplifying coherence out into the field.
Yeah, sometimes people wonder, what is this logo that we have behind us with Coherence Hotspot, but it's literally the amplification of where we come together, where we connect and communicate. So,
totally, yeah. And his visions and his actionable execution on all that he creates is just so inspiring for us, and that's why we continue to do events with Stephen. It's just amazing. So we're really grateful again to be here today. We say Coherence Hotspot, but that's also Punto de Encuentro for our Spanish-speaking tribe. Punto de Encuentro is meeting place, and then we add on de corazón, so it's meeting place of the heart, or meeting place of the hearts. And so we are so grateful for all of those hotspotters out there who are bringing coherence literally to the streets. It's where the rubber hits the road. And we are so lucky to have their support and their vision in their own communities, because culturally it looks very different for each place that people come from.
Yeah. And I'd like to say a little bit more about that, but maybe it's good at this point to really get to our breath.
Yes.
And just create a really coherent environment for us here, for you at home, so that we can connect from our hearts, which is always so beautiful to feel. Yes. So maybe just acknowledge where you are at the moment, wherever you're at home, at some other place, maybe even in your car, participating, because you don't want to miss this. Why don't you breathe in just a little deeper and slower, what you normally would do. And it's only a matter of feeling the air flow through the area of your heart. I often like to say, you know, why don't you imagine your heart has 2 small lungs you're breathing through? While you're slowly breathing in and out, don't hold your breath anywhere. You just create this beautiful flow. Just imagine feeling that air flow through your chest, through those 2 lungs in your heart. And while you're feeling the area of your heart, you might have thoughts coming up. That's normal. Don't bother, don't judge yourself for it. Maybe just tell your mind, you think that you're so busy, but I'm actually busy breathing right now. That's more important, and I'll park those thoughts for later. When you feel that air flow, maybe you can even feel the connection that we are building here together. Maybe you can feel grateful to be able to take a breath, to be able to connect online, and to look at each other's faces. Because we are capable of doing amazing things. Just keep feeling that airflow. Gently bring yourself back when you have thoughts coming up. And maybe you notice subtle differences in your body. Maybe even on the exhale you can notice a little less weight on your shoulders. These are all amazing side effects of creating coherence inside and of course outside, because we cannot keep coherence for ourselves. This is what connects us. We pulse this into the field. And while you're breathing and you're feeling your heart center, maybe you want to bring compassion in for those that are just really close to you. You might want to stay with your awareness in your heart and just feel that compassion for them. Because we know that this pulse is not limited to the participants that are here. Coherence in the field of energy doesn't think linear, doesn't work linear. And we would like to close this breathing with a beautiful heart mantra that we will talk about later. And maybe you can feel deeply the words that we share with you. I breathe.
Allow me to feel.
My heart.
Our collective wisdom.
Thank you.
I am you.
I am you. Maybe just notice how you feel at the moment. Again, we're so grateful for you to be here, especially for those who just popped in a little later and joined us. Thank you so much for joining the Global Coherence Pulse and all of our partners.
Yes, yes. And we are sending out and rippling out much love and compassion to each and every one of you and all of our partners in these times.
Mm-hmm. Is it a good time maybe to go over a little bit about Hidi? How did we come about this?
Well, it's a heart mantra, and we teach this with the work that we do in clinic, and we've come to see and feel and believe in the last 4 years of working with people every day how effective coherence is, but on a micro to macro level. We hear that when somebody learns about their breathing and their breath and coherence, how it changes their family, how it changes maybe their work if they're still working, and then this is the basis of what we do. So this is why we're doing a heart mantra to share with you, because these words are very specific in the steps to coming into coherence. And then from micro, ourselves as personally, our own bodies, the physiological changes that happen, but then again to macro, to the macro level, how that goes out into the field and helps shift the field. And we have so much reverence for the people who have studied this and have brought the research to the masses. And it's our passion to share it with the world. And so this is what we're doing. And these words are very specific. And they start with the first line, which is, I breathe.
Yeah, and when you were talking about the veterans that we work with, the coherence that we create literally from micro changes the color of the lens that we look through at the world.
Yes.
And when we begin with I breathe, we begin to acknowledge that we first have to go to our breath when we want to take a pause, when we want to take a moment. And that's, of course, as you know, it starts also the process of creating coherence. Yeah.
Yes.
So breathing is not something new, of course, as we know this. And sometimes we hear people say, well, I'm not so sure about this type of breath because I've learned it differently. And then we say, well, good for you that you learned breathing, because there is no right or wrong breathing.
Right.
The first thing that you and we have in common with each other is that the first thing that we did when we left our mother's womb is that we took a breath. We know how to breathe, but we often have forgotten this. And so I breathe is an affirmation where you bring awareness to your body, where you bring awareness to the changes in your physiology.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you literally say, I breathe, you bring the attention to your breath. We start to breathe intentionally. Yeah. And that next line, allow me to feel, is tuning in. It's that mind-body connection, that heart-brain coherence that we are looking for to actually flip on that switch, that relaxation response, because we want to be in a place of healing rather than a place of fight or flight or freeze or overwhelm, whatever you want to call it. And this is the opportunity. These are the steps that we can take in order to do that, and that's reconnecting with the wisdom inside of ourselves. Dirk always likes to say to people, spell out guru. What is guru when you say it out loud? And it's, G, you are you. And it's great to have, people supporting you. And when we come together, it's this beautiful field of energy that we're shifting. But you have all the intelligence inside. And for thousands of years, they've known this. For thousands of years.
Yeah, and I wanted to add is like when we say allow me to feel, some people might say, well, I feel all the time.
Yes.
But here's the thing, if we are being influenced from factors or situations outside of us and we're being affected, like whatever is going on in your country, whatever is going on in the world, yes, we do feel. But when we say, allow me to feel, that means is that we, with intention, we want to feel our hearts. We want to connect with ourselves instead of feeling the environment around us, because then we are no longer in control, so to speak.
Right, which leads us into the next line, my heart. So it's, again, I breathe, bringing your intention and your attention to your breath. Allow me to feel my heart. So we connect with our heart.
And those who are familiar with all the science behind it, and maybe even those who are working with heart rhythm devices, know that when you breathe with intention and you bring awareness to the heart, then the heart rhythm starts changing to a very coherent, very orderly pattern.
It literally changes the pattern in which your heart beats. And this has been shared in other pulse events by our dear sweet Roland McCready with HeartMath Institute. And we all have different ways of coming to basically the common denominator, which is the word coherence. And you know, it was I think 23 or 24 weeks ago, we decided to start our first live webinar, and we've done one every Sunday since then. With Roland, kicked it off with us, because the word coherence was not on anybody's radar, and so we thought, well, we need to spend some time explaining what coherence is, and that's just led us into a weekly gathering every Sunday where we practice together. We start our call breathing and practicing coherence, and then we learn a little bit about where coherence lives. And you know, it lives in nature. It's all around us. And this is the beauty of being able to amplify it, whether you're in a pyramid or whether you're in your backyard or in your house, in your chair. We all get together and we reach that tipping point. So it's, again, it's I breathe, allow me to feel my heart. But then that's where this next piece comes in, our wisdom, our collective wisdom. Yeah,
you mentioned Roland, and of course the Global Coherence Initiative. That's basically when we speak about our wisdom. And what you just said before briefly is so important, because you said nature, you can find coherence in nature. And so here's the thing, we think that we have to create coherence, but what we're actually doing is we are getting out of our own way, not being too much in our own way, and that's when we create coherence almost automatically. We are a natural part of the coherent field.
Yes.
And when we see people like who are knowledge seekers, and I know many of you like to learn and learn, but what we have seen is that the more we get out of our own way, we take a breath and we just feel our heart, and you can't go wrong with this. And that's when we get out of our own way, and that's when the coherence falls into place so beautifully.
It's like a synchronicity, you know, and it's basically getting out of our own way is like getting out of our head. You know, we can suck in all this knowledge, but then we actually have to feel something and experience it in order to believe it and understand it. And that's the practice. That is literally what we practice together here right now. This is what Islands of Coherence is all about. You know, it's islands of coherence. All together we create all of these islands of beauty, of synchronicities, of this beautiful natural rhythm that's available to each one of us.
Yes, resonance, coherence.
Resonance, coherence, yes.
Totally. So then you connect with the field, with the resonant field, with the coherent field. And what happens is that's when you connect with the collective wisdom.
Yes.
Yeah, and we always say like our awareness, our consciousness is not inside us. It cannot be found somewhere inside of us. So what we're doing, literally, we're tapping into the field. We're aligning with the field, tapping into the field, and that's where we have this enormous wisdom. Because in our society, we've been taught that we're often not good enough or not enough. But this is absolutely the opposite. This is where we tap into all the magnificence that we came here, you know, how many years ago, it doesn't matter. And now we're here and we're tapping into that wisdom. And that's the only way as a human species that we can grow and that we can also bring peace to the world. Because we have been in touch with many peace organizations, especially you, Hillary, and what we've found is that we're starting almost to fight for peace, you know, and it doesn't work this way. We create a perfect, potent environment where peace just allows to, we allow peace to come in.
Yes, because we need to focus on the good. Right? We need to focus on the good. When we come and we lead by example and others can see that the approach is different, it's not about fighting or pushing up against or pushing something away. It's about finding it here first. And we go from personal to social to global coherence. And so that leads to the next line in the mantra, which is, you know, a really important part of it, which is thank you. You know, that gratitude that we're bringing in to our breath.
Yeah, we have so many things, of course, to be grateful for, and often it's not the bigger things because we can get overwhelmed, but just for you to be with us in the pyramid in Canada, for you to see the candles burn behind us, maybe to feel our hearts and to connect and to breathe together, that's gratitude. That's the only word that we can say is
yes, and
thank
there's
you.
these beautiful examples when we do our Sunday webinars and we go into our breakout rooms and people share and they're sharing what they're grateful for, and oftentimes they're allowed to leave their house and they can ride their bike. And so they can eat and share a meal with somebody even online. The things that we maybe took for granted before, we're holding more near and dear to our heart and our appreciation in that. So even when there's overwhelm and stress and anxiety happening, if we can bring some part of each day and we can practice this, we can actually start leveling out and we can break those loops that we can tend to get into when we're so involved with the news or whatever platform it is that you're getting your information from. Because we need to disconnect from what's going on outside of us so we can reconnect with our heart.
Yeah, and that embodiment, you know, you probably would have felt that from Stephen when we were talking with him. And we also, you mentioned the clinic where we work with veterans with PTSD. We have to embody, we have to create coherence, otherwise there is no healing possible. And then at the end of the day, when they walk away, they really say, thank you. They say thank you because they are so grateful that there are people who are interested in their lives and believe in them. So thank you is so appropriate and it's so potent, and we hope that you can feel that also in the words when we say them and when we also say them, use them later.
Yes. So it's thank you. So thank you all, each and every one of you matters, to I am you, or I am you. And that speaks to the macro level. Out in the field, we are literally all connected.
Yeah, we can go over this for many hours, because this immediate links to the beautiful peace that we are trying to create on this planet. If we would feel truly, especially to the people that we don't resonate me, I am you, that there is a part of this person that you see and that you don't like so much is maybe a shadow of you. And or if you look in the eyes of this person and you see some beauty, that you know that is also a reflection of you. So all that we have mentioned, the breath, and the feeling our hearts and connecting with our collective wisdom, that is all evidence that we are deeply connected with one another. Mm-hmm. And there is a lot of esoteric and more spiritual explanation around this, where we say we're all one. But if you truly want to get into the science, well, then again, Roland explains it also beautifully. Mm-hmm. But more importantly, can you feel this right now? Can you feel that I am you and you are us? Mm-hmm. Because knowledge is not going to change us, and knowledge is not going to bring us peace. It is the connection, the innate knowing that we're deeply connected.
Yes. Yes, and it can go, it always starts here first, and we don't keep it for ourselves because it does radiate out. And it's another perfect example of where we're sitting today in the pyramid. That was through an experience, a felt experience that Stephen had, and he brought it back to Canada, and he created it here. He envisioned it and he created it. So we're so lucky to have people who are here, who believe, who are actionable, and who around the world are literally practicing coherence, to start with the personal, to the social, and to the global, for the whole world, for the peace of the world, and for Mother Earth, for the planet.
Yes, and now you might have also a better feeling of what truly the whole mantra, which did we mention Hidi?
Yes.
Yeah, so Hidi basically is African, and it means root. It's grounding ourselves. But you might now feel a little deeper why this heart mantra is so incredibly powerful. And again, I would like to bring forward also the global days of peace. And the more we get out of our own way, the more we get connected to our hearts, the more we feel that you are us and we are you.
And inspiring others to do the same, and with compassion. And another thing that I'll quote Roland again, is talking about intelligent concern. So overcare can be exhausting when we feel all of the things that are happening around us. So having intelligent concern and being able to really take care of ourselves. And self-care is a really it's a topic that's been thrown around now for probably over the last couple of years. I first heard the term, and self-care is coherence. There's no amount of massages or outside of you things that you can do. Yes, they might be helpful, but again, the most potent thing is creating coherence.
Yeah, coherence is something that sometimes can bring me to tears, literally, because it is such a felt sense that we often don't experience often in our civil society, and we miss this. And when we begin to feel that and we begin to resonate with that, that's when we begin to radiate it, like the pyramid here. Like, this is the amplifier of everything that we create in here, and this is why the grounds here are so sacred.
Yes. And the really cool thing that we've also created with Hidi is a beautiful recording, and it is taken from different people around the world. So there's the south of France, Germany, Mexico, Canada, and we put it together in this beautiful backdrop of music that on one of the Coherence Pulses that we did, everybody wanted to know and understand where we had this music from. And so we've created this beautiful meditation, and we'll be sharing that with you as well.
Yeah, why don't we do that now, and then let's put the words on the screen so you can read them and hear them and look at them, and then see how deeply you can feel when you hear these people coming from all around the world, like you said, and then we'll be back after that.
Okay.
I breathe.
Allow me to feel.
My heart.
Our wisdom.
Thank you. I am you. Breathe.
Allow me to feel.
My heart
Our wisdom.
Thank you. I am you. I breathe.
Allow me to feel.
my heart
Our wisdom.
Thank you. I am you.
Wow, yes. So every time I hear that, I feel that, and we hope that you do too. It's a beautiful mantra that we've created with each and every one of you in our hearts. If you would like to join with us on Sundays, we are always feeding the field. So you can wake up on Sunday mornings and say, what am I feeding the field? Well, you can, together with us on a weekly basis, feed the field and become coherent and have a practice together with all of the people on the call today, like-minded, like-hearted individuals. You can find all of what we offer on our website, coherencehotspot.com.
Yeah, or in case you can also visit the globalcoherencepulse.org.
Yes.
We have our own partner page there,
Yes.
so you can also find it there.
And if you want a reminder, if you need a reminder, because a lot of times people are setting the alarms on their phones and they can't remember and the day gets away with them. We also are in the middle of a 21-day coherence reminder through WhatsApp, which is really fun. It's just a broadcast, and every day you get a little message about coherence. And so that's really fun as well. So.
Yeah, you can find that also on Teresa's page, the Pulse, or on our website. So
thank you so much. We are in so much gratitude to Teresa and all of the founding partners who are really stepping up and collaborating together. We're all collaborating together to create these islands of coherence and these coherence hotspots all across the globe.
Yeah. And you might have felt from us is that if you go from knowing to feeling and then to participate in a coherent feeling, that's how we pulse the field in the best way possible. And this is also how you will create something that will be so different from everything that you see out there. And I think that's really, really important to mention, because we often feel like victims in our lives and we completely forget that we are the creators of our lives. And when we're collective creators, we have this collective beautiful image that we're creating, because we're literally creators.
Yes, we are, and we can be juicy. We can be juicy and we can fill up our cups. And so thank you again so much for being with us today. We hope that you enjoy the rest of the programming, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. That was really beautiful. Dirk and Hillary coming to us live from Summer Hill Winery, where they are a coherence hotspot in that beautiful pyramid. Thank you so much. I put some links in the chat for their work on coherence hotspots. It's important, you know, we have our, you guys can hear me okay, right? Great, sorry about that earlier. My brand new microphone just wasn't working. They have their Sunday events, which they told you about, and there's a link directly to the page on their site where they have that. And we're gathering virtually, and we're starting to build coherence that way. And it's also really great to build a local coherence hotspot, an island of coherence right where you live. And it might be just as simple as the members of your family. You start to introduce these concepts or ideas, just this simple practice when we're feeling out of sorts, that we have a way to return back home inside of ourselves. And I think they gave us some good tools for that. So 2 more things are going to happen. One, I'm going to bring Manose back on. I asked him if he would do another piece of music for us, just to kind of carry this energy and pulse the field with the feelings that we have right now. And they'll close with some announcements. All right, so let's bring Mr. Manose back on, one of my dear, sweet friends.
Namaste, 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 namaste. Oh, Chirananda Rupe, Chirananda Rupe, namaste. Namaste, guys. Namaste, namaste. Oh, Chirananda Rupe, Chirananda Rupe. Namaste. Namaste. Divine within me. Recognize divine within you. Chitta is a consciousness. Ananda is ultimate bliss. Rupe means form. So I meet you in a place of conscious, blissful consciousness. And I meet you there. You know, we can... It's a beautiful way to kind of go into that space of a meditation, that you can feel nurtured in every aspect. That's why, you know, I wanted to share this with you all to close the ceremony. And So I repeat again one. Namaste, Namaste, Chittananda Rupe, Namaste, Chittananda Rupe, Namaste. Okay? If you can, please sing with me. And if not, you just dance. Dance your own dance. Namaste, Namaste, oh, Chirananda Rupe, Chirananda Rupe, Namaste, 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 oh, Namaste, oh, Chirananda Rupe, Chirananda Rupe, Namaste. Namaste, oh, Namaste, oh, Chirananda Rupe, Chirananda Rupe, Namaste. Namaste, oh, Namaste, oh, Chirananda Rupe, Chirananda Rupe, Namaste, 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 oh, Namaste, oh, Chirananda Rupe, Chirananda Rupe, Namaste. Okay, I want you to think somebody that you love the most, love the most, and bring that person in the heart and sing this. Namaste, Namaste, oh, Chirananda Rupe, Chirananda Rupe, Namaste, 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 oh, Chirananda Rupe, Chirananda Rupe, Namaste. I wonder if you have some of you maybe have a pet in front of you, cat, dogs, crickets, bees, whatever is there. Maybe you can look into their eyes and sing Namaste, 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 Chirananda Rupe, Chirananda Rupe, Namaste. Namaste, Namaste, oh, Chirananda Rupe, Chirananda Rupe, Namaste. One more time for yourself. That being inside of you, maybe that you have never you always kind of forgot, or something that you never had a chance to connect with. That's somebody that inside you, that always there. So recognizing that place of yourself, Namaste, you sing for that person inside you. Namaste, Namaste, oh, Chirananda Rupe, Chirananda Rupe, Namaste, 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 Chirananda Rupe, Chirananda Rupe. day.
Manose. Somebody in the chat said they were falling in love with Manose, which I do every time. Every time I see him, he's always like that. He's always smiling. He's always full of joy. His heart is always overflowing, and we get to receive that every time we have him with us. So thank you so much, Manose and Dirk and Hillary and Stephen. I'm going to share my screen really quickly, and I'm going to just do a few announcements. You saw I did put in the chat about the global coherence hotspot, and definitely if you're looking for resources to create a hotspot where you live, right? Even if it's just the two or more, it's really nice to have the ongoing support of that along with our virtual connections as a community. So I put the link in the chat, and again, they have their Sunday morning free webinars that they do every time. They also have a packet if you'd like to have the Hitty meditation put on your fridge, something like that. It's all of the resources there are available for you. This is the pyramid at the winery. I also put a link in there, Somerville Winery. They were inside that pyramid the whole time they were sharing with us. And I know that Stephen both cultivates the plantings, the wine. As they said, they charge water in the pyramid, and they host Coherence Hotspots. So if you're ever up in that area in Canada, definitely something to visit. And thank you again, Stephen, for hosting them for this event. Also, I just want to remind people that all weekend long, and including on Monday, there are beautiful peace events that are happening all over. If you go to peaceweek.org, or you go to Facebook and you go to Facebook/Peace Weekend, you'll see a whole lineup of things and lots of activities there. And there's a ton of recorded events that happened over the last couple of weeks, and we could spend weeks going and listening to them and gaining the insights from them. So you can't be at everything all at once, but it's nice to know we can go back to them. I want to remind you that Earth Dance right now actually is having an event at 3:45 today, which is just in just a little less than an hour. They're going to begin their prayer for peace, the global prayer for peace. So it'll be a rolling prayer. And you can find out about that on Earth Dance TV, so check it out. I know later in the evening, they're gonna have some rowdy music, and we can also dance for peace, which is one of my favorite things. I'm definitely a dance for peace girl. I again wanna just honor Awake TV Network, and you can find them at awaketvnetwork.live. And there are events that are happening there all the time. And especially I want to make a shout out to the Coalition for Global Unity, which started the same time as the Coherence Pulses back at the beginning of COVID. This one's hosted by Jennifer Hill. Amazing 30-minute meditations with different leaders, happens every Monday at noon. You can get it at Awake TV. It's a free offering that they have. And again, another opportunity for us to have these regular touch-ins. And when we do that, then our ability to cultivate sustained heart coherence is supported by coming together like that. They host our Coherence Pulses every month, so you can find them all there. And there's also like a Heart Math channel and other really amazing featured shows. So definitely check out Awake TV and support them, because they're really getting a lot of the messages out. And one of our partners, Earth Rising, I actually have them on. David, I'm going to bring you on camera. And they have a course coming up, and I wanted to bring them on for a few minutes to share about that. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to spotlight your guys' video. Thanks for coming on today, and thanks for being a partner of the Coherence Pulse. Really appreciate your alignment and all the work you're doing, and just give me a few minutes to share about your program, and we can put some links in the chat for you also.
Thank you so much, Teresa, for having us today. It's so lovely to join this beautiful gathering.
Yeah, and just the generosity in which you're hosting this whole program, Teresa. It's really a wonderful service and contribution to the whole field. But yeah, so we're offering a program starting October 1st called Heal US. the magical battle of America. And the intention of this program is to harness the power of group coherence, just in the same spirit of this project, to specifically help stabilize the field of the United States during this very intense initiatory crisis that we're passing through here. And the name is a nod to a famous project from World War II Britain. There was a spiritual teacher in Britain in World War II called Dion Fortune, who organized a weekly collective meditation event through Britain just after the start of World War II, and it came to be known as the Magical Battle of Britain. And we've sort of carried that project in our hearts for a long time, and it has just felt like, well, this is our time. It's a very difficult time, as we all know, a very intense passage. And our intention is to build this field of coherence over this time before, during, and after the elections, just to help bring in a little bit more space, a little bit more room between us and our reactive emotions, and between us and, to open to more creative energies to come into the field at this critical time.
Yeah, we also think that it's a powerful opportunity because there is so much chaotic energy. There's a sense that something very new, very powerful is trying to break through here. And to the extent that we can all participate in creating a container that can hold that energy well and work with that energy instead of against it, we think that that can be a real contribution to the world right now, not just America, but the world, because it's impactful what's happening here.
We just want to say, it's, even though we're using the word battle, we're not coming from a place of us against them, of good guys against bad guys. It's truly holding a profound field of unity, and with the intention of supporting the whole system to rise. Earthrising.one is our website. I'm seeing a couple of questions about that. Earthrising.one, you can find the details of that program. But thank you so much, Teresa, for this opportunity and to connect with your wonderful community and your work.
Thank you both so much. I've put your website in a few times, and let's go ahead and do that. That's David Nicole and Kate Naga. That's how you pronounce your names both?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and check it out. I think it's so important that during this time that we really hold for the highest outcome, because we don't really know what that is. We don't know what the right choice is in any moment right now. I think that what's going to take us from maximum chaos to a whole new level of coherence is not within our mind to imagine, but we can hold the highest truth, and we can hold that as our embodied truth, right? Our embodied presence, and then move through and to respond to the choices that state of being inspires. And it sounds like that's what you're going to be supporting people to do through your course and what you're offering.
That's exactly it.
That's very much the spirit we're doing, where we do what we can to build the coherence, to hold the polarities in a deeper field of unity, and then we surrender the outcome to the mystery, because, as you said, what's in the highest good for all, ultimately the mind of God is very complex, so we offer that over to the mystery.
Yeah, it's good. That's really going to help us with whatever the outcome of, say, our election, or of all of the things that are unfolding over the months to come, if we can actually embody the future it is that we want to see, that is the greatest impact that we can have right now. And really not to buy into the adversity and to the polarization that's being propagated. It's not true. It's just not true.
Yeah. You get it, Teresa. You get it.
When we're in heart coherence, we're in harmony with the whole of life.
Yes.
The only way that we're going to make it through this very challenging time we're in to a future that we can't define is to actually come into harmony with life and to really hold that as our highest gift that we can give.
Yes.
And really what the Coherence Pulse is all about. And again, I just want to thank everybody that came today and offered your energy, all of the people that are pulsing the planet with peace and love and coherence and care and compassion right now. We're joining our energies together and we are creating a powerful islands of coherence that can help shift the system to a higher order. And that is what is occurring. And we can trust that. And we're part of it. So blessings to everybody. Blessings to the Peace Weekend. I'm going to put one more thing in. The Thrive film, which I have had the honor to participate in. Marshall Lefferts, who is also on our session. I have to put on my glasses to see to type. Thrive premiere is happening next Saturday, a week from today. And if you go to thriveon.com, you can pre-order the film. Maybe make a little party to, sorry, there's a little noise in the background. Have a little watch party, and then there's an after party in the afternoon. So I hope you guys will also check that out. Love you all. Have a beautiful day. Blessings and peace to all. Thank you.